So I just finished the first 9 seasons of Naruto. There was a lot of filler in the end. It reminds me when you open a set and you're trying to get the good cards out of it, but you keep getting filler cards. Huh. What's going on with you guys? TheCaliEffect, king of games here. And today, in this video, we are going to cut the filler. Ghosts from the past got a lot of it. I'm going to be showing you straight to the good cards. The Ghosts from the Past set has been a letdown for scalpers trying to sell the set for $1,000 a case. Thank you very much. But there are so many cards inside of this set, it's kind of hard to decipher what are the really good and highly sought after cards to what are the cards that you could probably wait and pick it up for really cheap. While of course in this video I'm going to be breaking down the cards that you need from the Ghosts from the Past set, I'll even try to give you guys a small price point of what I think that these cards will be worth. It's going to be as accurate as me throwing the football with my left hand. It's not very accurate. But hey, sometimes an estimation is all you really need to know exactly what the card will be worth. So of course, if you want to see more videos like this, then be sure to destroy that subscribe button, but also be sure to hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. So without further ado, let's talk about some of these awesome cards in the Ghosts from the Past set. So of course, in a set called Ghosts from the Past, the Ghost Rares would be the most highly sought after cards. If you ask me, if you were to put an order in which Ghost Rarities would be most important from least important, I would have to say Dark Magician would be number 1. It carries the nostalgia. It's only been reprinted several million times. But if you are more of a competitive player, then cards like Crystal Wing and Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos will not only be highly sought after Ghost Rares, they're also really powerful in this metagame. Stay tuned about Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, it's extremely powerful. On the lower end of Ghost Rares, it would have to be Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon. This card is pretty good, but unfortunately isn't Blue Eyes White Dragon, so it's kind of in a mix of competitive players kind of know Blue Eyes isn't great, and nostalgia players may not be on Blue Eyes Alternative train. And then Firewall Dragon, a card that isn't even a main character card anymore. Yeah. Regardless, if you pull any of these ghosts from the Ghosts in the Past set, which I think are going to be about 1 to 1.5 per case, you're looking at least $100 Yu-Gi-Oh card. I really don't see them going any lower than that. Now, there's going to be some people that disagree with that particular order. Go ahead and post down below in the comment section, what do you think would be the best order for the Ghost Rares? If I had to put a personal thing on it, Crystal Wing would be number 1, but I'm being as objective as possible. Moving on to the Ghosts from the Past set, there are some really cool new cards from the particular set, as well as some rarity upgrades I think people need to watch out for, but I think one of the decks that get a huge boost from this set is Shaddolls. Now, Shaddolls have already been dominating the top tables as one of the best decks in Yu-Gi-Oh!, but the new Hell Shaddol Hollow is an extremely powerful card that helps out Shaddol decks tremendously. Hell Shaddol Hollow is a level 9, 2900 attack and defense flip effect monster that reads, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, send one Shaddol monster with the same attribute from your extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, banish that monster. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can send cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard equal to the number of different original attributes among the monsters on the field. You can only use one Hell Shaddol Hollow effect once per turn and only once that turn. At first sight, Hell Shaddol Hollow doesn't seem that good. It sends cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of different attributes. I mean, what are we, a Lightsworn deck? Odds are more often than not, you're going to be sending really important cards from your deck to the graveyard, and then sometimes hit the Shaddol cards, but not necessarily when you need them. Its on-field effect is actually amazing. Being able to banish a card on your opponent's side of the field by sending a Shaddol monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, and yes, they do get their effects to return a Shaddol spell or trap card to your hand. Boy! That's just simply amazing. This card can also be special summoned to your side of the field with Rest Shaddol Windy, so not really hard to get to your side of the field either. I'm pretty excited about Hell Shaddol Hollow, but Nest Shaddol Genius, oh my god, it's brilliant. Get it? Nest Shaddol Genius mimics the attack and defense of Shaddol Squamata. How's Squamata doing? 1800 attack, 1000 defense. That is a machine earth monster. You can target one Shaddol monster you control. This turn, that face-up monster is unaffected by monster effects except his own. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one effect monster on the field. Players cannot activate that target's effects on the field this turn. You can only use one Nest All Genius once per turn and only once that turn. Now on the other hand, this card's flip effect isn't as good as its Send to the Graveyard effect, but its Send to the Graveyard effect prevents a monster effect from being activated, and seeing that All cards kind of have cards like Squamata and Sinister Shadow games that allow you to send cards from your deck to the graveyard, and if you manipulate it right during your opponent's turn, you can get off Genius's Graveyard effect plenty of times. Shadows get dummy powerful from the Ghost from the past set. I don't think that either of these cards will be worth more than $5 each though, as you only really need one copy of each for your Shadow deck, whether you're playing pure or a variant. I feel like there's some support from this set that hit us way left. This actually makes the strategy extremely good. Dragoonity has been good in varied spots throughout the metagame, but boy, this support is crazy. I really wish when Konami made support for other decks, they gave them support like this. Like, this is on a good track. Cards like Dragoonity Whirlwind will make you forget that Konami made support for ice barriers and terribly failed, because this spell card is putting it on the right track of where the deck needs to go. What this quick play spell card does is if only your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon one Dragoonity Tuner and one Winged Beast Dragoonity monster from your deck, but negate their effects. Then if your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, immediately after this effect resolves, you can synchro summon one Dragon Synchro monster using only Dragoonity monsters you control. For the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except dragon monsters. You can only activate one Dragoonity Whirlwind once per turn. Now those drawbacks, are they really drawbacks? Are you kidding me, Konami? This is an amazing Yu-Gi-Oh card. Dragoonity Whirlwind might not even be a card that Dragoonity players may even play, but the fact that they're actually putting some Dragoon ingenuity into the strategy actually makes it worthwhile. Get it? Dragoon ingenuity? Because alright, I'll keep going. Personally, this is a card that feels really overpowered with no drawbacks, but some of those cards often get lost in translation when it comes to deck building over more consistent or more powerful cards. In essence, I'm pretty much saying that this card can either be a core piece for Dragoonities, allowing you to synchro summon a dragon monster on your opponent's turn, or just a card that not a single Dragoonity player plays. I feel like this card's price range could be anywhere between negligible $1 to $10 per copy. And that's pretty crazy because normally that's the height of support that you get for a certain archetype. That's what ice barriers wish they had, and Dragoonity hasn't really gotten started with its real support. Dragoonity Remus is a level 2 dragon wind monster that makes its debut from the Ghost from the past set, and its effect reads, cannot be used as a synchro material except for the synchro summon of a Dragoonity monster. Like Link summoning doesn't exist, why is that even printed? You can discard this card, add one Dragon Ravine from your deck to your hand. If you control a Dragoonity monster, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck except for dragon monsters. You can only use each effect of Dragoonity Remus once per turn. Like seriously, if Dragon Link needed another way to search the ravine, this would be it. I love that this card is a free searcher to one of the most important field spell cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, but also allows you to special summon itself to the side of the field just by controlling a Dragoonity monster. That's almost a joke of a condition. In my opinion, Remus just might be one of the most important cards from the Ghost from the past set, and even if you don't play Dragoonity, I can see them using this card to get into Gay Bulk, which oh, I thought I was going to be able to say that without laughing. Which would allow them to add Baby Rock to their hand and make a free Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. A card that takes my interest, but as a strategy, I think it'll be a little less competitive than the other two mentioned, would be Time Thief Adjuster. Now, Time Thief Adjuster is an adorable level 4 dark psychic monster. You're telling me she's evil with psychic powers? This just changed my feelings of adorable. Her effect reads, if you normal summon or special summon a Time Thief monster except for Adjuster and except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. Regardless if this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you could send one Time Thief card from your deck to the graveyard, except for Time Thief Adjuster. Of course, you can only use one Time Thief Adjuster effect per turn, and only once that turn. Now, Time Thief has been a deck that struggled ever since Lunalight Tiger has been banned, and I don't think that this will drastically change it, mainly because Adjuster restricts herself by not being able to activate both effects in one turn. But with more support and rarity upgrades, Time Thieves are starting to become a rank 4 engine that could be splashed into some other rank 4 decks to potentially make your deck stronger. Ultimately, where it may not be the time for the thieves to shine at this particular moment, it's still something that's really hopeful for the overall arcing theme. There's also some other notable reprints like Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, a well sought after reprint that will help reduce its current price, which is kind of high right now, to something a little more feasible. I personally think that within the first 2 weeks would probably be a good time to get Heretic Seal before players start to realize that it's maybe a little harder to get Heretic Seal in this set than, the other set. The Phantom Knight's Fallblade receives another reprint. I think that this will be a $5 to $10 card as an ultra rare, and then Evenly Matched gets another print inside of ultra rare. It would have been cool in that Ice Barrier structure deck we get, common Evenly Matched, but no, Dark Ruler no more, I guess. There are a few more cards that I could go on and on about. Cards like both of the Mash Change, Orchestration's Return, and Madolche Chateau are all either upgrades or reprints that were needed to help bring the price down or give you a better rarity upgrade, because, let's face it, you might be budget, but that doesn't mean you like common. Solomon Great Foul in Falco, which get upgraded from common to ultra rare in the Ghost from the Past set. Hey, us Solomon Great players, we gotta take what they give us. They ain't gonna give us Mirage Stallion yet. They may not give us Gazelle right now. They may not give us Circle, but I'll take some rarity upgrades. There's also Cyberse upgrades like Ultra Rare Update Jammer and Splash Mage, but who am I really kidding? Right now, that's pretty much just Solomon Great support. Off the top of my head, one of the most sought after rarity upgrades would probably be Madolche Petting Sessor, mainly because it's a free summon to your side of the field as a level 4 monster, but for the Madolche strategy, it's so much more. Well, that is pretty much all for the cards that you are going to need from the Ghost from the Past set. If you feel that I missed some cards, go ahead and post down below in the comment section. As long as it's not the Sun Valon archetype, I think you're pretty much spot on. The set isn't terrible, I just love how it hit those scalpers hard. And of course, if you want to see more TheCaliEffect content, go ahead and click on those 2 videos that I just pointed at, as I'll catch you on the next one.